What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my personal experience using Curology. So if you're curious about Curology, wondering what it is, how does it work, is it worth it, all of that good stuff, then just keep on watching. So Curology is an online subscription-based custom skincare line specifically for acne-prone skin, and you get a free 30-day trial. It's not really free, that's just what they say. You're paying shipping and handling, which is $4.99 approximately, depending like where you live. The way that you get started with your free trial is you go to Curology.com and they have a survey there. So you enter your name, your age, your skin type, what your skin concerns are. They have a ton of questions regarding acne medications that you've used in the past. So you just check off whichever ones they have there that you've used. There's like 2 sections like that. And then after each one, there's an area where you can put anything else that you want to tell them. So for example, for me, they had Retin-A listed on there, and I had used Retin-A micro and I couldn't remember the percentage, so I just put that in there. I also let them know my current skincare routine and the products that I was using, because it was really important for me to be able to use Curology with the products that I was already using. I wanted to make sure that by using it, I wasn't gonna like have any weird reactions, cause more irritation or anything like that. So I just wanted to let them know that up front. So that's a pretty detailed survey. So once you finish your survey, there is an area where you have to upload 3 pictures. So you take one straight ahead and then each profile. And so for these, obviously you don't want to wear makeup. They need to be able to see what your area of concerns are. They need to see what is going on so they can make a proper recommendation for the prescription that they're going to be giving you. And then like I said, you will get a ton of emails. You get a welcome email. You'll get information about the best way to take care of your skin depending on what you put for your skin type. You'll get an email with your prescription, who your doctor is, with their picture, like just a ton of emails in this one sitting from you just starting the survey. If you're still learning about your skin and figuring out what works for you, a lot of this information will be very helpful. But if you're like obsessed with skincare like I am, and you're constantly reading and learning, then some of these things may seem very repetitive. But overall, I do think that the information that they send to you via email is really, really great. Now let's get into why I decided to try Curology. So I have 2 main reasons. The first reason was that I was experiencing a lot of breakouts, specifically on the left side of my face, lower jaw area. I had a lot of cystic, under the skin, painful nodules, and they were so annoying. They were, like I said, very painful. Sometimes they itched really badly. They were very inflamed. Sometimes the colors were like super red, or a weird bluish greenish color. That sounds so disgusting, but there were times I would look in the mirror from a certain angle. I had one like right here that was huge, and it was under the skin, and whenever I looked at it, I'm telling you, it really looked like if I were to stick a needle, like it would just explode. That sounds so gross, but it looked disgusting to just look in the mirror every day. Now I know that the way that my skin looked is nothing compared to what people with severe acne deal with, but for me it was bad, and it made me very self-conscious. And of course during this time I was going out a lot for commercial auditions, and I just hated going into the room, and whenever I would have to like turn to the left so that they could take a picture, I would try to cover my face with my curls, which never worked, because then they would tell me, hey, can you move your hair to the back? And I just felt really uncomfortable. Like I didn't like wearing makeup, because I tried to cover the texture up with the makeup, and sometimes it just didn't work, and I had a lot of texture there and it looked bad. And I knew I was going to be taking pictures. I needed new headshots in a couple of months, and I was getting very impatient. I know with skincare, patience is like the #1 ingredient that you need, right? You need to give things time to work. But I was losing patience, and I wanted to see if Curology would just help speed up the process if I used it in conjunction with my other products. So that was my main reason. I was desperate. I wanted this to go away. At the very least, I wanted the texture to go away. The second reason why I decided to try Curology was because I was just curious. I had seen it a lot on social media, especially here on YouTube, people talking about it in a sponsored campaign, etc. But they didn't talk about it in detail. They didn't really say anything about like what they were dealing with, what their prescription was. But I was just curious. I wanted to see for myself if it worked. So I decided to go for the trial in September, and I used it up until like late December, early January-ish. So when you order your trial, you have an option to decide which type of membership that you want. They have two. They have one where you get a bottle monthly, or you get one bi-monthly. I went for the bi-monthly one because that was cheaper. It was like $19.99 or something like that, and that fit my budget, so that's what I went for. When you're using your trial bottle, they will follow up with you to see like how your skin is doing, how are things. At this point, if something wasn't working or you wanted to switch your medication out, you could contact your doctor and tell them what was going on, and they will switch it. I chose not to do that because, like I said, I like to give things a chance. I like to use it for a month or two, even 3, to see if it's really going to work for me before deciding, no, this isn't going to work, or I need a totally different prescription. So I used Curology exactly the way that they recommended to me, with just a couple of caveats. So the recommended routine was to use it at night, cleanse your face, use Curology, and you're done. So it's a very simple routine. You don't have to follow up with moisturizer if you don't want to. The product itself is very, very moisturizing. I found that to be very interesting because if you wear makeup, then you know that sometimes simply washing your face is not enough. I was really shocked that they didn't recommend that you go in with like a toner or something like that. So I did do that. I didn't use anything strong, anything super crazy. I just used my Dickinson's Witch Hazel. So I would cleanse my face, go in with the Witch Hazel just to make sure that I had all of the makeup off my skin, make sure I didn't have any like excess dirt and oil and all of that stuff, and then I went in with the Curology. I did that for a week straight. After a week, then I started incorporating my other products that I love to use, my toners, my serums, and all that stuff. Using Curology with my other products, I will say it did help significantly, especially with the redness and the itching that I was experiencing with my breakouts. After about a month, that's when I really started to see, okay, this is working. Something that I had read about was that Curology makes you break out. Now, I know that when you're using certain skincare products, you go through what they call a purging phase, where it's essentially your pores are getting cleansed out, so it's like you're breaking out. I didn't have that exactly. I just noticed that I was breaking out in pustules, and when it comes to pustules, it's a double-edged sword. For me, it's like I don't care because they heal very quickly for me, and I don't really get a dark spot after they come out, but I was getting them in places that I just don't break out, and it was always in clusters, which was very strange. So I would get like 4 all together, like right here, and then I would get 3 over here, and then I'd have like 2 over here. And it is a frustrating thing to go through. You're trying to clear your skin, you're trying to prevent future breakouts, but I just kept getting them. I continued to use Curology though, because I wanted to see if at some point that would just stop and it would level out. So the way that Curology came was like this cute little box. There's a white bottle, you have your name, and you have your prescription. So I was prescribed 4% azelaic acid, 1% clindamycin, and 4% niacinamide. So I have used all of these ingredients in the past, just not all together. So I was familiar with it, and I felt really comfortable using that. So after using Curology for like 3 months, like I said, end of December, early January, I decided to stop using it for several reasons. Not because anything like crazy, but for me, I just felt like I was just tired with the breakouts that were constantly happening. It did help with what I had going on here. I will not take that away from them. It is so convenient to use. It is super affordable. If you do not have health insurance, this is a really great option. It saves you a trip to the dermatologist. It saves you having to pay a copay. Like I said, it's convenient. You don't have to go anywhere. You do everything online, and like, who doesn't like convenience and who doesn't like saving money? Like, we all do, right? However, for me personally, when I am on a budget and I have some financial goals, the first thing that I do is I eliminate any automatic recurring payments that I have. If it's not something that is absolutely necessary, I eliminate it, especially because I have so many expenses as an actor. There are so many websites that I have to be a part of and that I have to pay for. When it came to Curology, $20, I was like, I'm gonna save my $20. That can go towards somewhere else. So that's why I decided to cancel it. But just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean that it won't work for you. When it comes to the pros, like I said, it's super affordable. It's very convenient. You do everything online. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to pay a copay. It simplifies your routine. I do think that Curology is worth it. I really don't have any cons for it. I just feel like it's such a personal thing. You know, you just try it out and see if it works for you. I think it's worth it, you know. I will say the one thing that I really didn't like about it is I wish they had some type of barcode system where once you get your bottle, you scan it or you enter some type of information and then you start your trial, because the moment that you start the survey is when your trial begins. So by the time you get your bottle, for me at least, it was like 7, 8, 9 days. And I don't feel like that's really a 30-day trial. It's a little bit less than that because of the time that it takes for the bottle to get to you. And for me, mine was kind of lost in the mail, so I feel like that kind of cut into my trial period. But other than that, I really don't have anything negative to say about it. I do think it's affordable. I do think it's very, very convenient. That was my personal experience with Curology. I hope that I was as descriptive as possible so that you feel that you were very, very informed. And I'm curious to know, have you tried Curology? What was your prescription and what were you dealing with? Let me know in the comments below because I'm nosy and I just want to know. So if you want to see more videos like this concerning skincare and beauty, then make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.